Hi everyone, welcome to this series on understanding ratios by disruption learning. This time we are in the episode 2 of the series, and today we are going to learn some more important properties and applications of ratios which would help us understand the questions that are based on this topic. So let's begin. Now, the first thing we learned about ratios, that if we are given two values, let's say 40 and 60, that how do we get the ratio of this? Then the process was 40 divided by 40 plus 60, or 60 divided by 40 plus 60, and the ratio was 2:3. Now, this was the very basic application that we learned in the last video. Now, what if the case this time reverse, that we are given one total value and we are given a particular ratio, and we have to find the absolute values in which the total values is divided in that ratio. let me make it a bit simpler for you. Let's say the father of A and B gave two of them 100 rupees in total and asked them to divide those 100 rupees in the ratio of 2:3. Now, how do we get to know that what is the amount owned by A and what is the amount owned by B? Now again, the method is very simple and quite similar to what we learned in the last video. Now, to find out the value of A, we have to first write the ratio value of A as the numerator and the total of ratio values as the denominator. So 2 divided by 2 plus 3, this would turn out to be 2 by 5. And now we have to multiply it with the absolute total value that we have, which is 100. Now when you multiply this turns out to be 40. Similarly for B, what I need to do is that I need to place the ratio value of B in the numerator, and then I need to place the total of ratio values in the denominator. This would become 3 by 5, and I would multiply it by 100. This would turn out to be 60. And now match this with what we wrote in this beginning of this slide, that 40 and 60, the ratio is 2 by 3. This time we were given 2 and 3 as the ratio, and the values that we have got is 40 and 60. So the result is still the same. Let's quickly learn one more application so that we can move on to the next slide this time. Let's say this time the total is 400 and two people are getting it in the ratio of 1:3. So 1:3, how do I get this? So the first one will get it as 1 divided by 1 plus 3, that is 1 by 4 into 400. This would turn out to be 100. And the second guy would be 3 divided by 1 plus 3, that is 3 by 4 into 400. This would be 300. As simple as that. I hope you've got it here. This is the most basic yet the most important application of ratios, which is actually used in real life. Now we move on to the next slide and learn the concept of turning fractions to integers. Now before I started, I told in the last video that an important feature with ratios is that we should write it in the lowest positive integral values only. Now this is the rule that we need to follow. But what if a miscreant or someone who wants to annoy you says that A and B are sharing a particular value in the ratio of 1 by 2 is to 2 by 3? Now, what if someone gives you this to solve? Now, we have a very simple plain method of solving this. Now, A by B can be written as 1 by 2 by 2 by 3. We know that. Now, to solve this, what you need to do is that first value should be kept as it is, and it should be multiplied by the reverse of the denominator value. So 2 by 3 becomes 3 by 2, and the result is their ratio. So 1:3 is 3, 2:2 is 4. So the ratio of A and B, which was earlier 1 by 2 by 2 by 3, is actually 3 by 4. Now let's take one more quick example of this. And this time two people are sharing a ratio of 3 by 4 and 5 by 8. How do we solve it? The first thing remains as it is. The second thing gets reversed and the multiply happens. So it turns out to be 6 by 5. So A's value is 6 and B's value is 5. So the ratio of 3 by 4 and 5 by 8 is actually 6 by 5. I hope you have got this one too. This is again going to be very important when we solve the questions. Now let's move on to the next property. And next property is uniting multiple ratios. Now so far we have been dealing with two variables only, mostly A and B. Now what if one of my friends who is just starting to learn ratios tells me that there are three friends, A, B and C. The ratio of A and B is 2 by 3 and the ratio of B and C is 4 by 5. Now A is a bit weak in mathematics and he doesn't know that what is the ratio of A and C. Now how do you get to know that? First of all, you write the ratio of A and B like this. Now on B's place you write the other ratio value and on C's place you write the value that he has. Now this is how you place it first. Now the main thing we need to do here is that we need to multiply these common values of B. So 3 and 4, the product of 3 and 4 is 12. Now notice here the upper value of A is getting multiplied with 4. Now what will happen is that since A has the upper value here, it will also get multiplied by 4 and the product will be written here. So the product of 2 and 4 is 8. We will write it here. Now notice again the lower value of B, which is 4, is getting multiplied with 3 and C, since C holds the lower value, it will also get multiplied by 3 and the product will be written here. So the ratio that would end up being is 8 is to 12 is to 15. As simple as that. Again, very plain and simple, nothing advanced in this. Now I'll again take one more example to teach you. So this time A and B and C have any ratio. Let's say 5 is to 7 and 2 is to 3. So I'll again write A, B and C and 5 on A's place, 7 on B's place, 2 on B's place and 3 on C's place. So 7 into 2, I'll write the product here, that is 40. A is the upper value, it will get multiplied by the lower value which is 2, so it would be 10. And 3 is the lower value for C. Since this got multiplied by the upper value, this thing 3 would also get multiplied by the upper value which is 7. So 3 is to 7 would become 21. So this is the ratio that we have, 10 is to 14 is to 21. These are we knew 3 concepts today. So these are again 3 very important things related to ratios, and these are specifically important when you are solving questions related to ratios. And we'll see in the next videos when we actually solve some questions and do some practice of ratios that how important these values or these properties are. I hope you got this video right, since this was very important. And that is it for the concept part of ratios so far. In the next video we'll do some practice and I hope it proves to be worthwhile. Thanks a lot.